About leadership in the face of disaster. So what does he think about what's happening in Japan? Rudy Giuliani joins me now. Rudy, what do you make of these appalling scenes in Japan?
Well, of course, like everyone, I'm shocked by what happened, and I feel terrible for the Japanese people. I spent a lot of time in Japan. I've probably traveled there 20 times in the last 7 or 8 years and did some work there, security work. So I know Japan really well, particularly Tokyo, and my heart goes out to them. The nuclear situation is one that I hope they're able to get under control and keep it under control, because a lot rests on it, including our ability to expand nuclear power as one of the only ways in which we can deal with both the environmental issues and the need for additional energy all over the world.
And in terms of how they've dealt with this disaster so far, do you think they've been doing the right things?
Well, you know, I can't say because I'm not there. If I could make one recommendation, I'd recommend they put one person in charge that could speak to this, could let out and continue to give a consistent message and a credible message about what's going on, so that people tend to have confidence in that one person, whether it's the prime minister or somebody that the prime minister designates. One of the things lacking is a person in charge of this, or at least from the point of view of our being able to perceive it. There may very well be somebody in charge, but we're not seeing that as we react to it.
One of the most extraordinary things about this whole terrible time for the Japanese has been the remarkably calm and stoic way that the people there have reacted to the triple blow of earthquake, tsunami, and now this nuclear situation. Have you been as stunned as the rest of us by the way they've handled this?
No, because I know them well. You know, as I said, I've been there somewhere between 15 and 20 times in the last 5 or 6 years, have a lot of friends there, business relationships there. These are enormously disciplined people. And if, God forbid, this had to happen anywhere, this is a country that can handle it. I mean, but, you know, they're getting pushed to the point of it's really remarkable that they're able to handle it as well as they do. When you see the long lines of people lining up for water, no riots, no disturbances, no looting in any of these cities, boy, you got a heck of a population in Japan. And they are enormously careful about nuclear power. I mean, they're more sensitive to nuclear problems than anyone for obvious reasons. And therefore, I'm hoping that they're going to be able to get this under control.
Moving to the Middle East, Rudy, I'm here in Israel. I'm about to interview Prime Minister Netanyahu tomorrow. You met with him recently for an hour, I believe.
Yes.
What's going through his mind with all this? Obviously, he's got the ongoing internal wrangling with the Palestinians, but there's a much bigger picture at play now, isn't there?
Yeah, Prime Minister Netanyahu is a remarkable man. I mean, he's very strong, very single-minded in the right way. If you were in his position, what you'd really be concerned about is Jordan and Saudi Arabia. Those are the two, areas that have to remain stable from the point of view of Israel. And he's watching it very closely. And I'm sure he's getting his security forces and defense mechanisms ready for, the worst possible situation, and hoping doesn't happen.
Do you think that President Obama should be more forceful now in terms of the Palestine and Israel position? At the moment, it seems that everyone's eyes are being moved away from the crux of that problem.
I've been surprised at how inconsistent President Obama has been throughout this. I think the whole situation in Libya baffles me. I mean, here we have a president that comes out and says he wants to see Gaddafi removed, and then when a no-fly zone is recommended and the French want to do it and the Arab League wants to do it, he doesn't want to do it. Well, before he made that announcement that he wants Gaddafi removed, he should have thought through the next step and the next step and the next step. And inevitably, that's going to lead to a no-fly zone or possibly some military intervention. So either he should have not said that, or he should have been willing to back it up. And now he's got the United States in a secondary or tertiary role with France, England, the Arab League out ahead of us. And I don't like to see America in that role. And I think it's not good for us in terms of how our allies there are going to rely on us in the future.
How damaging will it be, Rudy, if Gaddafi wins his battle to stay in power, having murdered maybe tens of thousands of his people by the time this finishes?
You know, and Piers, from the outside right now, it looks like Gaddafi every day is solidifying his position. I mean, this is not a period of time in which the president has a lot of time to think. This is a period of time in which we need a leader who can act. We may have already passed the time when you can do anything really effective because the president doesn't seem to be able to make a decision. I mean, he made an announcement a week ago that Gaddafi should go, and now he's been contemplating, you know, while Sarkozy has been very forthcoming and very strong, and Cameron and the Arab League.
Rudy Giuliani, thank you very much, as always.
And good luck, and say hello to the Prime Minister.
I certainly will. I certainly will. Thank you, Rudy.
Thank you.
And more from Israel tomorrow night when I interview Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. But for now, my colleague Anderson Cooper, live in Japan.